Good morning, class. I'm doing a screencast to talk to you about the TIDIDE graphic organizer. According to our class Google Calendar, you're going to start on your TIDIDE paragraphs today. So I wanted to just walk through it, refresh your memory in case because it's been a while since we've looked at it. So on your classwork tab, you'll see the TIDIDE graphic organizer is listed. I've uploaded it as a Google Doc, a Word document, and I've uploaded the example from the coronavirus. And after I finish the screencast, I will include that with the assignment too, so they'll all be in the same place. You'll turn in your TIDIDE graphic organizer with your rough draft because the graphic organizer also has your introduction and conclusion, which is basically going to take you all the way through next Thursday. All right, so let's review what a TIDIDE paragraph includes and looks like. So if you remember our example that we did in class, remember we talked about the different categories or ripples from the outbreak of the coronavirus. Yes, irony. And one of the biggest ripples we felt was going to be economic implications. And then we said that there were going to be 3 sub-ripples or subtopics, however you want to say that. The retail impact, the stock market, and the supply or manufacturing chain. And then we went on to start our first TIDIDE paragraph. Remember, for your research paper, you have to have at least 5 TIDIDE paragraphs. You can have more if you want to. So if you're doing 2 ripples, then you'll probably have whatever your biggest or strongest ripple is. You'll have 3 different subcategories for it, and so 3 TIDIDEs. And then your second ripple, you'd have 2, which would make 5, or you could have 3 and 3, or you could have 3 ripples that have 2, 2, and 2. So there's a lot of flexibility of how you want to structure your paper with your ripples and your sub-ripples. So looking at our TIDIDE paragraph, the T in TIDIDE stands for a topic sentence, which should mention whatever your topic is and whatever ripple you're going to be addressing. So in our example here, we have the coronavirus has had a significant impact on the economy, specifically in areas of manufacturing and inventory. Then we know that this topic sentence connects to our paper because it mentions the topic, it mentions our ripple, and then it starts leading us into the subtopic that we're talking about, or subripple. Then we move on down and we have information or details from our research. This could be a quotation or a paraphrase, but remember you have to have a minimum of 4 quotations in your paper. So on your information, in my example here, we have Kane quotes a Home Depot representative. We are in constant contact with the suppliers and are making contingency plans to ensure minimal impact on our supply chain. So we also know that this connects to this paragraph because we mentioned suppliers and our supply chain. After the detail from an article or from a source, we have discussion. Discussion should be more than 1 sentence, at least 2, maybe 3 sentences, where you discuss why this quotation matters in this paragraph, right? So in my example, due to the factory shutdowns in China, major corporations are having to look at sourcing their products from other countries so they do not run out of inventory. Some companies may not be able to locate other suppliers. Again, we have keywords in these sentences: sourcing, products, inventory, and suppliers. After the first discussion, we move on to a second piece of information from our research that belongs in this sub-ripple. So I have another quotation, making sure I have a lead-in. All of your quotations should have lead-ins. Not surprisingly, shortages impact more than home improvement supplies. Quote, Apple warned of potential iPhone shortages, and Coca-Cola said its artificial sweeteners from China could be in short supply, end quote. And I have included my citation with the period at the end after the citation. Because this is a web page or an online article, it doesn't have a page number. But if this came from an actual magazine or a newspaper, it would also have a page number after Egan. And I have my keywords in here, shortages and supply. I do my second discussion about my detail. Because a wide variety of products come from Chinese manufacturers, the shortages will have broad applications across several different consumer industries. Leaders may find it challenging to decide what areas need to be triaged first. So we know that our words, which I don't have highlighted, but we have products, manufacturers, as connecting to this paragraph. And then finally, we have our exit or our closing sentence, which will also help transition us into our next tie-dyed paragraph. So my closing sentence is, if major companies' supply chains are interrupted, retail stores will suffer from a lack of inventory. So hopefully you can tell from my exiting sentence that I'm going to be moving into the impact on retail stores as I continue to discuss the economic ripple for the coronavirus. So there's your example for your tie-dyed paragraphs. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or text me on Remind, and I will respond as soon as I can. Thanks, and I hope you guys have a great day.